The rev's starting to rise. The red lights will go out now, and we are racing here at Silverstone. Luke Hilton makes a brilliant start from pole. Good start made by Rashan Tyler Chigarimbo as well there from the inside of row number 2, and he may well challenge for second place turning into Cops Corner. In fact, he goes for the race lead. Chigarimbo getting past Luke Hilton. The second phase of Luke Hilton's start, not all that impressive, and Chigarimbo is looking to try and get the lead away. There's a bit of a squeeze as they head down towards Beckett's for the first time, and that could bring Finn Leslie back into the picture. They're almost 3 wide, but it's Hilton who holds on to the advantage. Chigarimbo second, Leslie quite early on the brakes, some further back, definitely not early on the brakes, and this is where we really hold our breath. Cold rear tyres, a busy grid, a couple of them bouncing wide over the curves, but generally, Richard, a pretty clean start.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. We've got Brooklands to come yet, haven't we? And you know, they'll have a sort out there. But the man who is in the place he wants to be in is Luke Hilton, who's getting away. Great start by Chigarimbo for sure. And Finn Leslie, he didn't look nervous when I spoke to him before the race, but do you know what? That was a good start from him. First time out in a car start.
And pretty confident under braking as well for the first time on cold tyres, surrounded by other cars. Pretty impressive stuff there. Through Luffield we go then. Again, we're cleanly through Brooklands. It looks like a 2x2 rolling start though. No separation in the order at all, except for Luke Hilton, who is marching away out in front. One car bouncing through the gravel. I think that was Hadley Simpson in the 37. Yes, it was, who had all 4 wheels out into the gravel. The race, though, is for second place. 1.2 seconds is Luke Hilton's advantage, but Finn Leslie was looking to the inside there of Rashan Tyler Chigarimbo. Finn Leslie does not look like a driver, starting only his second lap of racing in this championship.
I was chatting to him and his teammates. They were getting a briefing from driver coach Max Coates in 2010, and just went and introduced myself and said, how do you feel about the pressure? He's on the outside here. He's not under pressure at the moment. He's putting Chigarimbo under pressure going into Beckett's, and this is the first racing lap he's done around Beckett's. It's second racing lap now, but he's done around there, so he's learning the track still, as well as learning the car and everything else that goes with it. But I said, you know, what do you feel about the pressure being on the front row to start? And he's tiny, and he just shrugged his shoulders, and that was it.
Yes.
You know, it was a very quiet lad. Hilton's away, though.
He really is. Hilton has absolutely disappeared up the road. Still, it is Chigarimbo in second, and they're starting to stack up now, aren't they? Slightly behind him. Leslie third, and then side-by-side action for fourth place there. Charging around the outside, that is Hodgkiss, trying to relieve Marcel Lachitsky of fourth position, but Marcel, I think, will just about hang on. No, Hodgkiss coming back at him there. That wide line through Luffield gave him better traction off the corner, and the Mark 7 car, I think, is going to breeze past as they head out of Woodcote. There is absolutely no performance advantage for the new Mark 7 cars. So in theory, down the straights should be pretty much neck and neck, and that certainly seems to be the case. It is one of the older shape cars that leads the way, though, now by 2.1 seconds. Another challenge may be coming here from Finn Leslie towards Chigarimbo for second place. Now, is he going to be able to outbrake him? It looks like he will. The Mark 7 into second place, and Finn Leslie continues to impress.
Yeah, he does. Kart Masters champion, bringing all that expertise with him. If you're watching for the first time, as we said when we were talking about Ted Bradbury earlier in the year, he was racing in senior Formula. Of course, the difference. Make a note of the name, remember it, and see how far he goes up the ladder. Got aerodynamic aid at the back there, or not aid. Yes,
we don't need DRS normally to liven up the racing in Fiesta Juniors, but someone has deployed it there in the middle of the pack. I'm not entirely sure who that is, but can't be helping matters. Oh no, we've got a spin down at Brooklands, and there is a collision. George Foxlow is involved. Couldn't quite see which of the Mark 7s that was that got turned in the first place. Number 19 is involved, number 85 pointing the wrong way too. That is Jensen Mason.
Flame was involved as well, wasn't she? Highest qualifying for Flame and Jasmine Shaw this weekend. We had an all-female row together, which was great, and Flame Auricola is, I think, going to have to pit.
Yes, I don't think she'll be the only one. There's going to be a few, I think, walking wounded. Oh, yeah, look at this. So that's George Foxlow going slowly to the left, to
Alfie
the right.
Garford in 88.
It is Alfie Garford, you're right. Thankfully, he's limped himself behind the barriers. There's a bonnet open now, one of the Pro Alloys cars. So it's all starting to kick off now after a relatively calm start. Oh, and more drama now. Cars spinning everywhere through Copse Corner, and someone has exited stage left. The number 37 is one of them, and that will be, I fear now, a safety car more than likely. Hadley Simpson's 37. 315 is Blockley. He's got into the back of the 37 car at some point, and well, it was all going so well, Richard.
The first thing we saw, I think, was Ronnie Smith. Not saying he was involved in anybody else or caused anybody else, but that was the first one we saw of that group of incidents, very sadly. But yeah, at the least a safety car, possibly a red, because that's a very badly damaged car.
It is, isn't it? That's Howarth now, number 42, limping back. He's up at Beckett's right now. No sign yet of yellow flag, well, of safety cars anyway. No, there will be yellow flags out at multiple parts of the circuit, but no safety car yet being scrambled, and they're heading down towards Copse Corner now. There were yellows through Luffield as the walking wounded picked themselves out of trouble. but so far we stay under green flag racing conditions with Luke Hilton the leader. Now we go safety car, and that had a sense of inevitability about it, really. So Luke Hilton's 4-second lead will evaporate.
Luke getting the fastest lap, breaking the 1:12 barrier. I think that means he's got another fastest lap and lap record.
Right, yes, it probably will be a lap record, actually. That is a good point, and he's been notching up these fastest laps through the season. He's 3 times a winner so far, is Luke Hilton, but that disqualification last time at Knock Hill, a big, big dent in his championship hopes. You can't count a DQ as a dropped score, and that's why he arrives here at Silverstone some way back in the points, but on course perhaps to get some of those points back. So we're under safety car here at Silverstone. 9.25 minutes to go, and Luke Hilton leads the way. Finn Leslie second, Rashan Chigarimbo is third, ahead of, in fourth position, the number 94 of Jacob Hodgkiss, who started 8th on the grid. Good progress made by him. Marcel Lechitsky then is 5th, 6th place Ben Doughty, 7th for Jasmine Shaw, and 8th position now for Sam Nessa. So Sam Nessa started 15th and has picked his way through the drama into 8th position right now. Ryan Mikulev, even more impressive, 19th to 9th, 10 places gained since the start of the race for him. And then Jensen Bell completes the top 10. Our championship leader, meanwhile, Ben Ryan, 14th right now, having started 23rd. So those top 2 in the championship, Richard, have at least managed to escape the drama.
Yeah, that could have gone pear-shaped for them, couldn't it, really, to be absolutely fair. I think they will work on the basis that pick as many places as you can away safely. And if it has to be a drop score, it's a drop score. But equally, if you can get up the field and get some decent points in, how do they stand, actually, in terms of...
Well, Mulryan has a non-start. He non-started the second race at Silverstone, and his first race at Silverstone was, I think that's about a 7th place finish, isn't it, that he's dropping from that one. So he is not in the best of shape as far as drop scores. Sam Nessa had a bad weekend at Crop, where he non-finished race 1 and finished deep in the field in race 2. So they're both sort of in a position where they certainly don't want another non-finish, because their drop scores are not looking all that... handy right now. Luke Hilton has that disqualification. Like I said, can't count that as a drop. He had a non-start in that second race at Croft and a disappointing second race at Snetterton. So all of the top 3 really have had at least one non-0-point score, and then another leaping across to the inside to try and defend from Finn Leslie, who he clearly feels is a threat off the line, and I wouldn't disagree with him, actually. Finn made a decent start the first time round, and now he gets a second crack at it from the front row once again. Green flag then waved at the back of the grid. 8 minutes now on the clock for this restarted BRSCC Fiesta Junior race, and when those red lights go out, we'll be away and back in action. Off they go. Luke Hilton away well, so too is Chigarimbo once more from the second row. So Finn Leslie's going to be no better than second. Here comes Hodgkiss trying to find a gap at the middle as well, where there isn't really one, so he sensibly backs out of it. Hilton leads them through Cops then, with second place still held by Leslie. But look at Hodgkiss, he's got a good exit from the corner. He's trying to find a gap to the inside, and Richard, I think he's found one.
Yeah, he's looking up the inside run. They're 3 wide as they go through. Maggots up towards Beckett's, and Finn Leslie dropping back in red. Chigarimbo's going to be passed on the inside, and Hodgkiss, who's on a little bit of a, I don't like to use the word roll, but has momentum, we should say, coming from the Knock Hill round.
Absolutely, and carrying momentum from that first start of the race as well, where he gained 4 spots. He's gained another 2 now, just in the opening half a lap. Down the Wellington Straight they go then. Hilton already starting to make a break. The battle once more is the one for second place. Hodgkiss leaving the door open invitingly there for Chigarimbo, but he outbreaks Rashan and hangs on to that second place. Chigarimbo third, Leslie fourth, and then a bit of a debate over who is 5th place. They settle that out as they turn their way through Luffield Corner and make their way around towards the completion of the opening lap. Up the inside there, the 71 car involved in the first sort of side-by-side battle. That's Ryan Mikulev. He started 19th. He's running quite a bit better than that now, and so too, look, Ben Ryan, who sweeps round the outside of the pair of them. Well, Ryan must be almost in the top 10 now.
He's going to be enjoying this. He won't enjoy starting off the back, but one thing you do get a buzz from, if you're on the back foot, is making that progress through the field. The Chitsky is in 5th on at the moment. Too early to say, potentially for best result of the year.
Yes, good point, actually. Inside the top 5 then for the first time. Side-by-side action again here with Leslie and Chigarimbo, and that's Finn moving back into the podium places now, back into 3rd position. Drifts wide over the curb, exiting Beckett's, carries the good speed down the Wellington Straight, and looks now to try and chase after Jacob Hodgkiss out in front. Luke Hilton, well, he's taking it easy this time. He's only 1.1 seconds clear at the end of one lap. It was 1.2 seconds last time around, but still quite clearly the class of the field. Chigarimbo there just trying to sneak up the inside of Finn Leslie, but that door was not being left open even a crack.
No, I mean, Finn's clearly not got the experience of racing around here, but has obviously been very well coached indeed. knows the lines, knows what to do. I mean, the youngsters now do the sim racing, and they'll be watching a whole bunch of videos. So to some extent, that sort of negates a lot of the rookie status that we get. That's a shame.
Michael Wheeler.
Michael Wheeler, yeah.
Yeah, and now that looks almost more like a mechanical than a...
He had that in quali yesterday, didn't he, as well?
He did, you're right. He did stop out at the side of the tracks. That's just on the inside of Luffield. He's got the car going again now, the Brisky Racing car. And, well, maybe it was just a spin because he's going to take the agricultural route back onto the track, but did seem to be picking up speed. So that is a good sign. No yellow flags required at Luffield anymore as the rest of the pack barrels down towards Beckett's. There's a bit of repair work been done to the front of Sam Nesser's car. That's interesting. I don't think that was there at the initial start of the race. So he has had a few stories to tell from the opening laps, but he's made good progress. He is in 6th position. Ben Mulryan is inside the top 10 now in 10th place, and that is Ben, the Lone Ranger on the outside line. Everyone else hugging the white line on the left, and he's the one trying to go around the outside.
Finn Leslie was going to have a little look there. I'm pleasantly surprised with Finn Leslie putting Hodgkiss under massive pressure here. He's just settled into this, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's like he's been here all season.
Absolutely
massively
right.
Impressive, massively impressive. So, out of Luffield they go. Is he going to have a go for second place? Hilton's gone, but second place on his debut would be a fantastic result for Finn. There is Ben Mulryan, meanwhile. That's another place gained, I think. Yeah, Ben Doughty now slips down into 10th position, so the championship leader into 9th. And all of a sudden, this could be a pretty decent day. They've obviously sorted the issues. I think it was a misfire that he was suffering yesterday. And if he could finish, I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th or something in this race, there's a very good chance of a win or a podium, at least in race 2.
Yeah, absolutely right. That will negate a DNF later on in the year, won't it, as well, points-wise, as Hilton again sets that fastest lap, new lap record. Not sure how that compares with the first one. I missed that. Should have jotted it down, but I didn't.
I also
and Mulryan now just coming under a bit of pressure.
He is. Well, actually, he's trying to go around the outside of Jensen Bell, so I don't know if that's going to work. Yes, it did work. Yeah, nicely done. So Ben Mulryan 8th now, and they're side-by-side in front of him, Mikulev and Sam Nesser. So he's almost with Nesser now. He's almost with his nearest championship. In fact, he's ahead of him. Nesser very slow down the back straight, and Mulryan simply driven past him. So Ben Mulryan is making this look very, very easy. Meanwhile, here is the challenge for second place. A mistake for Jacob Hodgkiss, and it's Nesser. Sam Nesser off down at Brooklands. The man second in the championship might now be facing another non-finish.
Could well be. It was Jensen Bell was looking down the inside, not saying Jensen caused anything, but they were certainly dicing with Ben Mulryan had gone past, and Sam didn't look particularly happy, I've got to say, at that stage. Luke Hilton does look extremely happy, goes across the line, 3.193 seconds clear. Finn Leslie still there in second position. I think that was Alfie Garford looking over the barrier at Sam's car.
I think it was. That's big news, though, for Sam Nesser. Sam already had one non-finish. This is now his second. That's his drop score quota used up. Can't afford another one. There is Ben Mulryan, then up alongside Roshan Tyler Chigarimbo. This has been one of the drives of the season for Mulryan, and he is now genuinely on course, I think, for a podium finish. These two almost need to work together, don't they? 2.5 minutes to go. If they save their battling until the last lap of the race, they might just be able to keep Ben Mulryan at bay.
Look at Hodgkiss real defending, Mulryan taking to the grass to try and go through and past Chigarimbo. He's got the job done, hasn't he? He goes into the left-hander.
Oh, and that's Mikulev on the outside as well, trying to join in the fun. So, as usual in Fiesta Junior Racing, you don't know where to look. The battle for second's pretty close, but look at that. Mulryan into 4th, Mikulev into 5th. Let's not forget about Ryan Mikulev, because he only started a couple of positions ahead of Mulryan on the grid, and they both carved their way through the field almost in tandem.
Yeah, a lot of the people in the paddock were saying it's like reverse grid racing this weekend.
Yes.
I mean, not taking anything away from Luke Hilton. Expect to see him up and near the front. He's had all the odd rounds, hasn't he, in terms of poles. That was Jensen Bell dropping back.
Yeah, slowed. I don't know whether he missed a gear or whether that's the beginnings of a mechanical problem, but almost got rear-ended by someone as he slowed dramatically down the pit straight.
Ben Mulryan fastest lap.
Yes, not that much of a surprise, actually, the rate at which he's going, but interesting that he's going quicker than Luke Hilton. Only by a 10th, in fairness, quicker than Luke Hilton that time around. Right then, side by side for second place. We've got a lap and a half to go, and Finn Leslie reckons that now is his opportunity to try and move into P2. He's had a better run out of Beckett, but Richard, that's the outside line for Brooklands.
Yeah, is this going to be a learning opportunity for young Finn here on the outside, or is he going to... No, he realises that he's watched enough racing here, not just in juniors, probably seniors, probably a bit of touring car racing as well, to see what is and what isn't possible as you go into Brooklands. Raises the wheel, tries to get the momentum here. This is all about a shout down the straight, maybe into Copse. Hodgkiss of course, the fact that he's defending is maybe slowing him up just a little bit, dropping away from Luke Hilton. Well, Ryan, super, and Ryan Mikulev, as you said, absolutely brilliant stuff from the back. Let's
compare the lap times, though. Is Mulryan going to get there? Certainly now, as Hodgkiss goes defensive into Cop's corner, this will slow them down. So it was a 1:12.7 and a 1:12.8 for these two. It was a 1:12.0 for Mulryan. He was 0.8 quicker, but he's 1.8 seconds behind than he really needs them to battle, which they are. They're side by side again out of Cop's corner, down towards Beckett's for the final time. And this time, Leslie might have unlocked the door. He's got the inside line. Hodgkiss later on the brakes, but that's not the fastest way through the corner. And Leslie's going to show him the edge of the road on the exit of Beckett, and he's into second place.
Great move, Finn Leslie certainly taking no prisoners as he goes up ahead of Hodgkiss. Let's see whether Jacob can get back at him now. This is the run down in towards Beckett's. The clock has ticked down. He's going to have a look. Well, Hodgkiss is being made to go the hard way.
Oh, there's a bit of squeezing going on, but Leslie stands his ground. He's late on the brakes, gets to the apex first at Brooklands. Does he run wide? No. Perfect positioning of the car, and that might now do it, as long as he doesn't make a big mistake out of Luffield corner. I'm not sure that Jacob Hodgkiss will be able to get through. It is going to be for Luke Hilton, though, another race victory. That is his third of the season, bouncing back beautifully from the disappointment at Knock Hill, and a really important win for his championship hopes as well. Victory then to Hilton. Second will go to Finn Leslie. Just about manages to hang on there after a beautiful drive that was from Finn. Did not put a foot wrong all race. That was a measured drive. He waited for his opportunity, and when he decided he was going to take it, that was it. There was nothing that Hodgkiss could do to keep him back. Jacob still ends up on the podium, though. Mulryan in fourth, Ryan Mikulev fifth, ahead of Marcel Lechitsky. Rashan Chigarimbo down to seventh by the flag. Eighth, Daniel Lewis. Ninth, Ben Doughty. And Lucas Hayden completes the top 10 after what was a bruising at times, but definitely entertaining race.
Yeah, it was a good race. New star on the horizon in Finn Leslie. Now, is he guessed? Does he get championship points? Does he take points out of other drivers?
He is a
He's got a little G, so no points.
Yeah,
and that's
you're
good
right.
news for Ben Mulryan, isn't it? That's
yes.
Podium points for him.
Very good point, actually. Yeah, that means that Mulryan will, you're right, score the third place point, which I think is 42 championship points. But Finn Leslie still gets on the podium, and that's all that matters, really. So win, though, for Luke Hilton, his fourth of the year, with Finn Leslie second on his debut. What a result that is. Jacob Hodgkiss third, ahead of Ben Mulryan in fourth. Ryan Mikulev fifth. Marcel Lechitsky in sixth, ahead of Rashan Chigarimbo, Dan Lewis, Ben Doughty, and Lucas Hayden to complete the top 10. Jensen Mason was 11th, ahead of Ronnie Smith. Then it was Tommy Harfield. And Jasmine Shaw, I think she'll be a bit disappointed with 14th, having started 5th on the grid. Likewise, Flame Auricola, who shared that third row, she's 15th at the end, with James Pope 16th. 17th, Jensen Bell. Michael Wheeler a lap down after his dramas at Luffield. And Sam Nesser, second in the championship, but another non-score, his second non-score of the season. And that tightens things up even further now at the top of the championship table. So, excitement aplenty, as you'd expect from Fiesta Junior Racing. I think the clerk of the course might be having a chat with a couple of them before race 2, but hopefully they'll be back on top form again at around about 3:20 when their second race of the event will take place.